Hello, we are joined now by Coach Slaughter. First off, welcome to Springfield, and thanks for taking a little bit of time to talk with us.
The pleasure is all mine. We're happy to be here. It's an incredible event, and we're just honored to be a part of this august body. So, hey, we look forward to an opportunity to play.
So, you guys 9-4 coming in, nationally ranked. Just kind of talking about, this little first part of the season for you guys.
Yeah, it's actually been really good. Lost 4 games. We've lost 2 of those games by 5 points. We played an outstanding Oak Hill team. We lost to 3 teams that are in the top 20 in the country. But in all those games, we managed to do some really good things, and we're really happy about that. Our guys are getting better every day. We played with some injuries in every game that we played. Our second leading scorer on the season from last year has not played all year, and we beat a really good team in Minnesota this past weekend. And our guys are just allow us to compete. And so victories, but in those losses there's some victories, and we've learned quite a bit, and we're getting better. So we're excited about it.
And some of those games are with that North Little Rock team was up here, and about hour and a half, 2 hours away from here, and Oak Hill's been here several times, but just kind of talk about how playing those kinds of games prepare you for a tournament like this.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we try to do every single year is put together what we consider to be one of the most competitive schedules in our state, of course, and as competitive a schedule as you can across this country. Because what we understand is that we get better by playing better teams and by playing high competition. And so we feel really good about it. I tell you, to be able to play here at Bass Pro is something that we've talked about for the last 8 years of my career at Whitney Young, and the opportunity to play here with more really, really good teams is more like, poetic justice for us. It's an opportunity to continue to grow as a team, continue to grow as a program, but more importantly, to play against other high-level programs and high-level teams in the country.
So, you come in with a really talented roster, with AJ Casey, Dalen Davis, Xavier Amos, just kind of talk about what those 3 guys bring, and kind of what you want to do as a team.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about those 3 guys, they kind of start us. Our leading scorer from last year is not playing. He hasn't played all year in Daniel Johnson. He's a young man that averages how he did last year, and unfortunately we've not had him this year, and that might be why we didn't talk about him in the pre-games, and we hope to get him back in a couple of weeks. AJ Casey is a young man who has been a national figure for his entire high school career, and this year he is actually having an outstanding season. He's putting up numbers not just as a scorer, but also as a rebounder and a shot blocker, and Xavier Amos is probably as skilled a player at 6'8" that you're going to find, can do a lot of things. He's committed to North. I think when we talk about him, we talk about a guy that can do everything. He can handle the ball, he can shoot the ball, he can post up, he can dunk, he can block shots. He's really a mismatch for like-sized players, and that's what we've found in him over the last couple of years. And we're really excited about not just today, but tomorrow and the future ahead for Xavier Amos. And then Dalen Davis, a junior, he is the straw that stirs our drink, prophetically speaking. Outstanding player, can score the ball at a very, very high clip. Guard. As a floor general, he is in complete of what our team does. He didn't play with us in a championship game of a Christmas event. We wound up losing it by 5. We put him on the floor, and we feel really comfortable about where we would have been. And so we're happy to have all those guys. We're happy about what it is that they do, and we're happy about what they do for this team, and we look forward to them having an outstanding tournament.
You hit on this a little bit, but this tournament is kind of transformed into one of the premier tournaments here, in the entire country. I mean, just talk about what it means to Whitney Young invite this year.
As I said earlier, when we got the static, we were over our skis. We played there for over the many years that I've been at Whitney Young, one destination that we have not been able to have a reason to get to. And I think and when we talked to Josh and the guys, I think part of it was because we've been into the and we were able to figure a way to get it done this year. And so for us to be here, candy store, we wanted to get here. We've watched the game on television when they aired it, and our kids have said, why don't we go there? And we never really had the answer. We're here now. And so what we believe is that we have to make the best of our circumstances and our situation, and we look forward to playing at a very high level. And like I said, we're just flattered. And like I said, we play all was kind of ironic. He says, we go from Springfield, Massachusetts. I had never thought about it because I'm really not smart enough to think about things like that, but they are, and so from our perspective, we are, like I said, we're happy to be here. We're programming our kids.
So, I mean, we take pride in, in this being, one of the highest attended high school tournament, in the country. And, I mean, don't matter what game you're playing in, you're going to play in front of, 12,000 people when the arena only sits 11,000. Yeah. But, just kind of talk about, the kind of opportunity, that is, for the kids to, gain that kind of experience playing in front of those kinds of crowds.
Well, the first thing is we're not going to tell our kids there's that many people in the gym. We don't want to scare them. But I think for us, we look at it as what we do as a precursor, and where we're trying to go every single year is to a state championship. And what we know is if in fact we're fortunate enough 9,000 people and compete at a high level with great competition and hopefully be able to come out of here victorious, that bodes well for what the future holds for us. And so to be able to do that, I think the word that we continue to use, because it's real, it's an honor, but more importantly, it's an incredible proving ground for our young people. And we tell our kids all the time, it's not a sailor man. So playing in front of 12,000 people season. So right. How we make it through the waters will probably determine greatly on how the rest of our season unfolds.
So I know ultimately, this is a business trip, but while you're here in town.
Well, the great metropolis of Springfield has many things in which our guys are basketball, watching games more than anything else, and we'll meet with our guys. We always try to meet with them every time we go on the road to just really try to grow our camaraderie amongst our players, but also to make them understand what their expectations are, and it is. And the first and most important thing that we come here to do is to win, get better as a basketball program.
So you guys draw, one of the 4 Missouri teams in this year's field in the first round, New Madrid County Central. Just talk about them and what you've seen on tape from them. And
it's really kind of ironic. We had an opportunity to see them. We saw them in a previous game. It appears all of the players were there, so we kind of did some revisionist homework, and we went back and watched them play against Vashon last year. Not because all of the parties were the same, but as coaches, most of us are creatures of habit, and we do kind of the same things all the time. And what we found was a well-coached team, a team that plays really, really hard, and a team that is interested in winning. I'm sure home state fans down. So we're prepared for a battle tomorrow afternoon, and our guys know what's going on, and we understand we're playing a good, well-coached.
Well, Coach, thank you for taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedule here and joining us. Whitney Young was one of those programs that I've asked for a few years as well. It's like, why haven't they been down here yet?
I'm with you. Good. I'm glad that we have somebody advocating for us. We're happy that we got the call.
So we're excited to watch you. All 12,000 of us are going to be cheering for you guys.
You're scaring me now. You're scaring me now.
But thank you for joining us, and we're looking forward to watching you play this week.
Thank you very much. We look forward to being here. Appreciate it. Yep.